Good evening, everyone. How are we doing? We are back. We're back with some more Oni, and the occupational upgrade has just gone live. We are on build 254439. Interesting. Let's just let this run a second. Let me just check I'm not in debug. No, I'm not. Yeah, the update has gone live. All my crops are halted. Saying I've got no dirt. But I have many dirts. Okay. Okay, I've literally not touched this base since the last stream. So if you remember, we were trying to build this power grid up at the north of the base. It seems my farmers have been slacking off a little bit. We've got quite an expansive base now, but we're still on oxygen. Algae deoxidizers for oxygen. So we need to get that fixed. We have a new sexy jobs board, which is nice. And I'm just going to read the patch notes just to see if anything has drastically changed. So, bear with me 1 second. Here we are. So, new jobs board. Build a jobs board from the stations tab to unlock the new job assignments tree. Okay. Revamped jobs panel. I'll have a look at that in a minute. New job perks. Attribute boosts. Okay. Hats. Yes, hats. Farm station. Power control station. We're going to look at power stations today, possibly. So we'll do that. Creating a rec room. What we knew about that. Expanded automation. Conveyor rails, loader and receptacle, auto sweeper, conveyor overlay, smart battery, smart storage locker, smart fridge. Disease logic sensors. We've not used those yet, but I have seen there in the game. Steam turbine. Don't get me started on the steam turbine. I've been doing a lot of tinkering with it the last few days. I have managed to get a build working. My god, did it take some time. Food and plant rebalances. Plants been tweaked for more rewarding farming overall. Realize require fertilization. Okay, we know all this stuff. Performance enhancements, tons of bug fixes. Okay. Priorities. During the occupational upgrades public preview, we experimented with a new priority system. After seeing the changes in all the different scenarios we saw in testing, we weren't happy with the results, so we rolled back to the existing priority system. An easier and less fiddly solution to having duplicates operate your base in the way you want is still an important goal for us. However, we believe we can do better, so we'll tackle this problem in the future. Yeah, that's probably for the best. Right, change list. Roles we know about, buildings we know about, fixes and updates, that's what I'm interested in. World sim speed increased by 20%, meaning liquids and gases can flow up to 20% faster. Fix several issues with simulation being frame rate dependent, that's cool, that's going to fix quite a few things. Job permission screen can now be found at the bottom of the new roles screen, okay. Several buildings now have large capacities to reduce the frequency at which they need to be refilled, very good. High wattage wires can only be built by power technicians. Okay. Batteries now lose their charge over time. All batteries or just smart batteries, I wonder. That's interesting. We'll need to check that. Density displacement due to two vertically adjacent cells having the same element now should preserve energy. Ooh. Good evening, by the way. Sorry. Space Panda. Good evening. How are you? Later. Good evening. Is it live now? I still need to choose betas. It seems to be live now. My Steam just updated automatically and I'm on it straight away. So we're just going to go through the notes and then we'll get into playing the game. I'm trying to get my head around this. Density displacement due to two vertically adjacent cells having the same element now should preserve energy. Okay. Health debuff should only start occurring if your dupe has less than 85% health. That's kind of cool. Clean up reservations when a tinkerable is destroyed. Fixes the bug where duplicates would tinker too much and end up with a big pile of tools at the foot of the tinker station. Right, okay. Rottables properly end the eat chore when they rot, fixing duplicates having permanent food quality and calorie modifiers if food rots while eating. Research centre should no longer complain about no research being selected if there's nothing left to research. Yeah, we noticed that in the last stream or stream before. That's good. I like that. That's probably the best change for me so far. Fixed an issue where the suit helmets sometimes have the wrong rotation. Okay. Pumps which are absorbing different types of elements will now push them out to the pipe round robin fashion. Oh, okay. So before, what used to happen with a pump is if you had a pump that was in hydrogen and oxygen, it would pump oxygen, even if it had hydrogen in the internal buffer, and just hold on to the hydrogen for ages. Now it's going to potentially round robin, which is better for those systems that got clogged up. That's nice. I like that. If powered, the refrigerator will now send a logic signal to allow you to automate things when a fridge is full. Okay. Duplicants can now dig out buildings that don't affect locomotion without waiting for materials to be delivered. Nice. That's very good. Liquids will now only sublimate to a max gas pressure. Fine. Fix the crash that could occur if the game could not create a folder inside the save folder. Okay. Liquid density displacement only does a temperature exchange, or it can result in liquid mass sloshing around a lot, causing very noticeably weird surface oscillations. Oh, that'll be like if you dropped pure water into polluted water and it starts splashing around. I think I know what they're talking about. Hovering the health bar of a dupe should now display their health. Good. Liquid surface should no longer be as aliased. Okay, we'll have a look at that in a minute. Atmos switch, pressure switch range. Yep, we noticed that's up to 20 kilos now. That's very good. Wire bridges now show up in the power overlay. Very good. Tiles can no longer be built on top of temp shift plates. We know about that. That sucks a little bit, but not the end of the world. Vitals panels should now list expectations. That's very handy. Fix the crash that could occur when placing wires and pipes. Light sources should properly update which tiles are lit at the edge of their radius when tiles are dug out. Very good. Fix the crash that could occur when placing buildings at the edge of the map. Fix chores not displaying tooltips. Fix the crash that could occur if a door was destroyed the frame after it received a logic signal. Now, I have noticed this. I've had this crash a lot in debug. One of the things I've been doing the last couple of evenings is tinkering with the new steam turbine and getting a working build for it. And it has a lot of doors in it. And what was basically happening was I'd noticed in the temperature overlay, all of a sudden my doors had dropped to like minus 50 degrees, and then I'd crash as soon as I clicked on the door. So that's what this was. So that's good. Fixed an issue where liquids and gases could incorrectly state transition when being put into pipe. Okay. Remove this from the fonts because it didn't support it. Fixed crash when an item is being repaired and gets destroyed. Fixed rotting notification has been downgraded. Okay. Fixed details and stats panel showing information from the previous selected entity. Rooms with only half a horizontal door being accessible should now be properly considered as rooms. Nice. That's going to make for some very interesting bedrooms. That's good. And also farming rooms. We need to remember that. Rooms with only half a horizontal door being accessible should now be properly considered as rooms. Okay. Printing pod is no longer overheatable, okay, so you can't melt the printing pod anymore. Storage lockers should now properly request more items to be delivered if their contents have been sublimated. Good. Oh, so that's if you'd set like a maximum amount of like a ton of bleach stone, and if some was sublimating, it wasn't getting replaced, that's fine. Disease overlay meter should now properly track the duplicant's pivot. Fixed an issue where the massive doors used for temperature simulation was twice what it should be when closed. Oh. Okay, so we're going to notice more heat being lost through airlocks, okay. Fixed plant irrigation exploit. Insufficiently irrigated plants will wait for a length of time proportional to their unmet irrigation requirements. Okay, so there's no longer bugging out a load of crops with valves to feed them like 7 grams of water. That's fair enough. Replacing a building should now recover the original building's mass. We noticed that already, that's great. Status items are now hidden when using screenshot mode, we know that. Ore will no longer merge in midair, it will only merge when it hits the ground. Okay, that's fine. Move the hydrogen generator port so it's no longer floating in the air, very good. All notes in the report screen are now sorted. Increase polymer press consumption rate so it doesn't keep turning on and off. Okay. Increased the input consumption of the CO2 scrubber so it runs more continuously. Oh yeah, they changed a lot of the internal buffers and processing of machines, which is pretty cool. Marking a building for deconstruction will cause any dupes working at that building to stop and prevent other duplicates from going to work at it. I noticed that yesterday when we deconstructed a manual generator. The dupe that was on the manual generator got off and deconstructed it, whereas in the past he'd have carried on working until somebody came and forced him off it. So that's nice, I like that change. Only the contents of bottles should be tinted instead of the whole bottle being tinted. Very good. Duplicant should once again get sore back when sleeping on the floor. Okay. Fixed an issue with disease transfer between cells sampling from the wrong cell. Okay. Hovering a picture pump outside the edge of the map. Book if you clicked a fabricator and selected a recipe, then clicked on another fabricator which did not have a selected recipe, it would show ingredients of the first fabricator. Jesus, some of these fixes are a bit minor. Fixed the time dilation issue where a cycle could take longer than intended after playing for a few hundred cycles. Oh, that's interesting. We've talked before about how the game used to lose ticks late game. That's interesting. Or gain ticks, maybe. Pressing escape should no longer close the starting dupe selection screen. Research screen, horizontal scrollbar now appears if necessary. Reduce the amount of DX11 features used by the game, which should make it possible to run on more DX10 cards. Okay. Fixed a crash that would occur if ore was destroyed by the game and melted by the simulation on the same tick. Okay. Optimize fetching, optimize conduit temperature simulation, conduit flow, animation system, selection, collision updating, reduce memory usage, optimize plant irrigation, pathfinding, cell change detection. Nice. I was just complaining in Discord about, I wonder whether they, whether our optimizations disappear in this update. It seems they've made sure not. That's good. Wonder if the dilated time is fixed when it's sped up. I think that's what it was, Panda. Welcome to the stream, by the way, buddy. I did notice you you followed before the stream. Welcome, buddy. I think that's what it was. There used to be a thing in the game where if you played the game on speed 3, your machines were more efficient than if you played it on speed 1. I think that's what this is relating to. So that's fine. Food tune. There's a lot in this patch, but we're nearly done. Food tuning. Cooked foods no longer have fewer calories than raw ingredients. Generally, cooking adds 250 to 500 calories. Muck change from 1,000 to 800. Meal ice change from 100 to 600. But mealwood plant yield change from 8 to 1. Oh. And quality changes from -3 to -1. So, okay. So we're now getting less calories per mealwood plant. So, whereas originally we were getting 6 plants... Wait, no, we were getting 8 meal lice at 100 calories. So we're getting 800 kilocalories. Now we get 600 kilocalories, but only 1 meal lice. It's not a big change. Bristleberries are 1600 kilocalories. Plant yield change from 2 to 1. Growth time increase from 4 to 6 cycles. Quality change from -1 to 0. If you fix a lot of things, it can affect other things, so we can get new bugs. Yeah, it's always the way later. Always the way, buddy. Made much easier to satisfy temperature and water requirements, though. Mushrooms change from 16. Ooh. Plant yield change from 2 to 1. Okay, so growth time reduced from 10 to 7.5. Mushrooms going to be the way to go, I think. Sleep wheat grain yield changed from 25 to 18. Growth time reduced from 20 to 18. That seems negligible. Pinch peppermint growth time reduced from 22 to 8 cycles. That's quite a change. That's good. Fruitcake quality change from -1 to +3. Fruitcake. Stuffed berry. Wow, we do get a lot more for cooking our food. We need to process food, don't we? I think it's going to be mushrooms, all being well. Fried mushrooms change from 1,000 to 2,800 kilocalories. That's not bad. We'll have a few different types of food, but I think mushrooms are going to form a big basis. Plant requirement tuning. Reduce bristle blossom water requirement from 80 kilos to 20 kilos per cycle. Increased bristle blossom overheat temperature from 23 to 30. Added 10 kilograms a cycle dirt requirement to mealwoods. Yeah, that's why we need to get off mealwoods soon. Bonus seed drop rate from harvesting plants reduced from 33 default to 10. Value is increasable by farmer job level. Okay. That's not bad at all. That's a lot of food tuning. The spoil count will change drastically with that numerical difference. I would say so, yeah. Interesting. Right, okay. Let's go back to Annie. So, that being said, that is the changes. A lot of those I'm going to forget. A lot of them will probably be fixed and tweaked over the next few days anyway. In the interim, I need to get my meal lice being harvested and check what my farmers are up to. So, first thing I'm going to do, job screen. Is this going to crash? Oh, they fixed a lot of the lag. Nice. Farmers. I have 2 farmers at the minute. We've got Max and Lyra. I just want Max doing farming. And I just want Lyra doing farming as well. We'll just get them on farming and... I think that'll do. We need these crops tending to. We're going to wait for this to get finished, and then I'm going to map out a few things that we want to do today. Namely, get into our mushroom crops as well. That's going to be one of the first things to do. I'm hoping we'll get less crashes and less bugs and stuff, but we'll see. Mealwood is still decent for starting, and bristleberry is a good staple. Good evening, Grind This Game. How's it going, buddy? How are you? Yeah, meal lights are fine for early. I'm not bothered about dirt. I never really care about dirt. We've still got 128 tons of dirt left, so we're fine. It's more I want to get off them as soon as possible. I want to get some different foods in the base, and as we just read, the calorie counts now that we get are massive, so why not? We're down to 5 tons of algae, so I do want to carry on digging out this slime biome today as well. Get a bit of algae back as a buffer, and then we're going to look at getting a electrolyzer set up soon. I was hoping we would have a thermo nullifier nearby, because I kind of want to do some tinkering with the nullifier. I'm not sure if we had. We might have one up. Oh yeah, we've got one here. Got a thermo nullifier up here. It's a bit far from the base, but we could do a. Oh, it's not too far actually. We might build an oxygen setup in here. That's what we might do. Doing well, thanks. Good to hear, buddy. Good to hear. Have you managed to get yourself a working steam turbine build yet? Because I've been playing with one winter the last few days. I finally got one working. It's on the forums if you want to have a nosy. It's working with magma, and it's not all that sustainable, unfortunately, but it is a working build. I'm glad that I finally got something going. That's why you ended up here. How do you mean, Panda? Off the forums? Or off Winter's channel, you mean? Had one working various times, they changed it. Well, I did every step of the way, and then when they brought in the last temperature change, the temperature that the geyser needs to be at was being a tricky one. Oh, the forums. Oh, well, let's say welcome space. I was always going to build them down in the magma. Yeah, the only problem with that is, and that's the problem I'm experiencing with my build now, is, in fact, let me show you. For those that might not have seen on the forums, I'll quickly show you. I'm experiencing overheating, since it's an untapped resource. Yeah, but it's finite, that's the problem. It's a bit of a tricky one. I'll show you now the problems I was having. I'm not in debug, so it might be... I'm hoping I've revealed this area of the map. I think I will have done. But what I'm basically struggling with now, because we don't have thermo switches that can go up to the power, go up to the temperature ranges that we want, it's very hard to have a system that toggles off when it's, say, 300 degrees. That's what I'm struggling with. So this is the dirt bind. There's a thread on the forums explaining this and going through it in pictures, but basically, it's just 2 boiler rooms. We've got an upper chamber that's boiling water, turns it into steam, and then these mechanized airlocks basically push the steam down to the bottom chamber, and then the bottom chamber basically has magma in it or igneous rock, and I've just done a couple of airlocks here to show how you could dig it out and top it back up when it ran out of heat, but we're still currently at like 700 degrees in this igneous rock, so that's fine. The steam then gets pumped down to the bottom side, and then at various intervals throughout the day with these switches here, so it's about to happen now, at 0, 20, 40, 60 and 80% of the day, so these little green tabs you can see here, it toggles on, and then we push a load of steam down here. Okay, so that'll let a load of steam in, and then the top one will shut. You can actually look at the automation, it's probably easier. Ah, shit, I've not got research on this, so I can't look at the automation. This was all built in debug, so without having debug enabled, I can't get my automation tab open. But you'll see these doors shut, and then these 2 will open, force the steam out, and then block it. And we end up with, you know, 500 kilos, 600 kilos of steam down here at 650 degrees, which is keeping our turbine toasty and keeps it running. So yeah, but the only problem is this is feeding at the moment 2 steam turbines, and it's being fed 4 kilos a second. XP, it is up, buddy. By the way, XP, you son of a bitch. Sorry to go on a rant. I need to fucking bollock you from last stream. They cannot access the mushrooms from underneath. You trolled me. You trolled me, you bitch. You're one of my longest followers, one of my longest viewers, and you trolled me. What the fuck? Sorry, that's the rant over. You can see our magma's now cooled off here, but it's still at 1400 degrees, so you just leave this until it drops below like 300 and then dig it out. But the problem I'm having, the problem I was trying to explain before, is these airlocks are starting to heat up an awful lot, which means that the way that heat transfers in this game, this tepidizer is about to overheat. It's now 150 degrees. It'll overheat when it gets to 175. So what I'd need to do is put like a little buffer between the two rooms, which I can't be asked doing now, to be honest. I've shown it on the forums and I've explained it on the forums. It needs a vacuum between the two cookers so that you can stop the flow of, or stop the temperature from rising up occasionally and let this room cool off a little bit. It would cool off by the water that's being pumped in here, so it might only have to be cooled off for a cycle or something. But basically this room is cooking the room above, and this is the nearest thing that can overheat, these tepidizers. In fact, it's pretty much the only thing that can overheat in here, apart from maybe these vents. I don't know what their melting temperature is. 1000 degrees, yeah. The only thing that can really overheat in here is these tepidizers, so I'd need to protect those. But essentially all it's doing is cycling steam. The steam then goes down here. I had to put a little tunnel down here to split the flow of steam, because I found that I was getting way more steam on the right side of the build than the left. So I just did a little tunnel, and that just sort of equalizes it out a little bit, and then we end up with similar amounts of steam, you know, 479, 529 kilos. It gets fed through, gets cooled a little bit. Because it gets cooled a little bit on the output, I put another mechanized airlock here, and that just transfers the temperature back to the steam, so it rises up here again, and we get, you know, toasty steam. And that's it. This is running, it's generating. If we look at the reports, report for yesterday, we're getting a, let's see, we're using, I have got a water sieve still in the base, which is what my dupes are using. There is a water sieve here that's using a bit of power. We've also, where are we? Power usage. I think that's about it. Liquid pump. This little pump toggles on occasionally, but that's about it. You know, we're getting a net gain of 2048 kilojoules just off this. So it does give you a power gain, but Jesus Christ, was it a ball ache to build. And I don't know if I'd ever attempt to build something like this in single player. It would take a long time on stream. So there you go. Hope that explains it a little bit. I did post on the forums, but quite a few people seemed to miss the point of what I was doing. Started saying to me like, you should send you should dig down to magma and boil your oil. I'm like, I know that. I've done that for fucking months, but this is different. This is to show how to use the steam turbine. So I just thought I'd explain it basically. It is on the forums if you want to have a look. I was quite happy with it. It took quite a while, but until we get better thermo switches, it wouldn't be fully manageable. So they did on mine. You must have built it wrong. Fuck you, buddy. Oh, they fixed it. I think it's possible, mate. How hot does the steam need to be now? Like 300. Well, the steam turbines need to be 260 odd degrees, I think, which you can't do with a tepidizer build or an aquatuner build. So it needs to be pretty toasty, buddy. I was already one. Belizano, good evening, bud. And that, by the way, is an insane setup for that steam. Thank you, mate. What in the heck? Domain, good evening. How's it going? There is a forum link, but you'll be able to find it. I think it's called like the Steam updated steam turbine build or something like that. Right, let's get another tube in. What do we need? Cook, research, build. Can't dig. None of them are very good. I'm going to reject them all. If all the magma was reachable and you could pump magma automatically, it could be fun. Yeah, we need like a super... I still haven't fixed the mushrooms. I've only just started, Leppy. I've only just started the stream, man. Yeah, we need like a Kevlar coated, or you know, some abyssalite coated pump. That's what we need, so that we can pump really hot things. Because that was why I had to have so many mechanized doors in that steam build to move the steam around. Because we couldn't put pumps in, because pumps would just overheat and melt. So, yeah. Yeah, it is finite grind this game, but there's enough magma on the map to last like a 20,000 cycle colony. You know, there's a lot of magma at the bottom of the map. Yeah, I haven't fixed the mushrooms, Leffy, but I will. I'll do it today. Someone who literally ever goes to the forum should totally link that. on. Let me see if I can find it. I'll get you a link, buddy. Where are we looking for forums? There's a link. That's a lovely mushroom setup you have. Screw you, XP! Have you figured out if the reason the steam is moving to the right, as in, is it the gas pressure of the heat? I have no idea, Space. I don't know, buddy. But it was easily solved, so I didn't really give it much thought afterwards. I just sacked it off and tried to get the build working. I do not know. I've never dealt with steam at that temperature before, so I've never really observed it. I did try putting... I had another idea to make a... I'll just pause it whilst I explain. I had another idea to make a... Do you remember the hydrogen bubbler? The old hydrogen bubbler that Beowulf did, where you have hydrogen and oxygen in the same room, or polluted oxygen in the same room. I had an idea to boil my steam with natural gas. So I would boil the oil to 400 degrees and then pump my water into the room and let the natural gas cook the water into steam and then separate them. But again, because we don't have any pumps that can go above like 100 and something degrees, 125 degrees or whatever, the pumps would just get cooked up. So I did make a little chamber to see how they behave together and put in natural gas at 500 degrees, steam at 500 degrees, and they just equalised perfectly. There was no fighting, they just perfect equalised in a little chamber, like a little square box. We need better pumps. That's what we need next. And that would really open up some opportunities for doing some more snazzy builds. But just an Atmos switch for now would make me happy. Like a temperature switch, rather, that can go to higher temperature would be nice. That would be very good. All our crops are back up online, but we do need to fix this. This is what I was talking about before. This was XP is overrated's idea, just for the record. And it does not work. They can get to the crops, but they can't get to the food. Which sucks balls, it has to be said. So I need to fix it. I can't be bothered. Alright, I'll fix it. How should we do this? Son of a bitch, honestly. By the way, I fucked up with a nullify. I didn't know you can flood it. Oh. So what's the weird thing with the mushrooms? Basically, the idea was that we could have these little walkways underneath, and then they could get to the farm tiles, fertilise them, and get the crops to grow, feed them their slime and whatnot. But they can't harvest the mushrooms. So we've basically just got mushrooms sat in here. They're preserved because it's a sterile environment. But I want to eat them. So we need to get access to there, which... It's one of them jobs I can't be asked doing because we do have loads of meal lice, but we should really get it sorted. Excuse me. Oh, I need to move these hatches and stuff as well. Tell you what we'll do. Let me get these hatches out of the way. We'll just do a little wall up here or something. To be fair, you never specified you wanted to eat them. You son of a bitch. Yeah, it's CO2, Delmain. They need to be in a CO2 filled area, and I don't like getting polluted oxygen in there because that stifles them. So we'll figure something out. I'll get it working. Couldn't you door into a waterlock or something to completely prevent CO2 loss? Yes, but for the fact that when they take slime in to fertilise them, the slime releases polluted oxygen, which stifles dust caps. So I need to figure out how to get rid of the polluted oxygen. We've done loads of mushroom builds before. I should realistically just rip the whole thing down, but I'm going to try and get it to work. How wide is this again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 20 tiles. 20, 40, 60, 80. No, I could get around that. I can get around the room bonus thing. Right, let's just do this. Oh, so they'll only go in to grab the mushrooms. I see what you mean. Yeah, might do something like that. And just leave them growing naturally. It's not a bad shout. Not a bad shout at all. Right, let's get rid of you. Let's whack a tile here. I want to get all these hatches together. Let us... Let's dig you. How are we getting on up here? Ah, beautiful. We're nearly there. Let's just do that. More digging going on up here, which is great. Probably going to dig some of this out as well. I want to get this sealed and then open up the base and get all this hydrogen in here. That's kind of the plan. Hanno, good evening, buddy. How the devil goes it? How are you, mate? It's only grab. They'll only go in to grab the mushrooms, not carry slime. Yeah, they can slime from the bottom. Yep, yeah, that makes sense. What if you use the old 3 mechanical door system? I could just use water locks. That's not a problem. Not a problem. We can get around it, honestly. Don't worry. It will be fine. I'm just procrastinating about doing it because I can't be arsed, but we do need to get the food set up. My main thing is I want to get some power, just basic power set up. Get our circuits in, and we can then get our coal gens where we want them and turn these into a little power station room. I'm thinking somewhere down here would be nice. What's going on in here? What the fuck's this? What? What? Is it a bottle of water? Why can't I select this? Gimme. Right, let's get this swept. I have some very poorly dupes by the looks of it. How's Rowan doing? He had a red bar a second ago. Is that his health? It is his health. Let's get Rowan on the old... Have we got any massage med tables? I don't think we do. Let's put a couple of temporary med bays in. Just to get them healed up. Let's deconstruct you. So did you upgrade to live builder? Yeah, I did, Saturnus. How's it going, buddy? How are you, mate? What are your thoughts on using finite refined metal for tuning power? If you're using it on something that matters, or if you're using it... How can I put this? I would probably use it on coal gens and maybe natural gas gens. I don't think I'd use it on anything else. No worries at all, Hanno. No worries at all. I figured as much, mate. Don't worry, buddy. Again, hope everything's alright, bud. It's good to see you back. It's fully live now. Yeah, it went live just before the stream. Probably like 6:50 or something, I think. What are your thoughts then, Saturnus? What are you thinking, mate? Right, we've now got our hatches in there. Which doesn't really help me all that much, but it does mean that I can get rid of this floor. We'll need this to be 3 high. And I'm going to put a few ladders in down here. I'm going to move this gas out so it doesn't flow into the base. Let me think. I'll do something like this. tried to copy your compressed polluted water tank. Oh, the oil over the tank. Failed miserably, didn't realise you put oil on the vent. I did mention the other night, make sure you build your gap too high, because that's where I fucked up on this one. It's not essential, but it does mean that you'll get little blobs of oil in there if you're not careful. But you can have you already overpressurized it? Still no temperature sensors above 200 degrees, so steam turbine is dead in the water. We've just been talking about that, Saturnus. Haven't tried conveyors yet, to be honest. We've got a tiny bit of it in this base, but not very much. But yeah, I've literally just been talking about that. Yeah, until we get higher range on the sensors, we're a little bit scuppered. I've just realised they can't get in here. What a fool I've been. Yeah, that turbine build that I've done realistically will overheat unless I get something in. Also, really had literally 15 minutes to play. Yeah, I've literally not. This is the furthest I've been on like a proper single player game. Other than that, it's just been a bit of debug tinkering for me as well, really. Who's scolding them? Why? Oh, I was expanded down here, wasn't I? Okay, this might piss off quite a few dupes, so I need to be careful down here. We'll let them crack on with that. Yeah, we need a bigger range on the sensors. They've done it with Atmos sensors, so realistically now, if they want us to be dicking about with temperature up to like, you know, 200 degrees, 300 degrees and higher, we need better range in our temp sensors. Yeah. Scalding is quite deadly now. They take way more damage. That's what med bays are for. Don't worry about it, grind this game, honestly. Winter, you do worry about the strangest things compared to me. I'm like, nah, they'll be fine. What's the problem? It's only a bit of skin burning. They'll be alright. Use regular tiles with air in the top right of the vent, then it broke all my blocks. Yeah, you need to use airflow tiles to stop the overpressurizing, like the pressure breaking. Life doesn't like his dupes with skin. No, it slows them down. We get rid of the skin here. We start with removing all their body hair. That's the first stage of scalding. And then we literally take away the skin. Makes less wind resistance. It's only a flesh wound, exactly. There was no air square and it overpressurized. Does the oil somehow prevent the vent from overpressurizing? Yeah, what basically happens... It's better to explain. I was literally talking to Leppy about this before the stream. I've changed how I do overpressurized vents now, both for gas and liquid as a rule. So for gas, what I now like to do is do this build, which is much easier to prime, a lot less troublesome to prime, rather. Okay. Dupe skin burn just reminds me of a traditional fry up. Yeah. What's that shit like luncheon meat stuff? Right, so imagine you were trying to overpressurize a gas vent, alright? So there's your gas pipe coming in, there's your vent. What most people used to do was just build a one tile high thing, and what I used to do as well, a one tile, you know, little chamber, and pop your liquid in there, and pop like just under 1 kilo of liquid in there, okay? That's fine, it does work. However, occasionally now, since they've changed the way that gases, surface liquids can evaporate and do weird things, and there's a better method that I've started doing, which is we do the same thing, but we have a 2 deep chamber, okay? In this chamber, you put your oil in the bottom. This really only works best with oil and petroleum. Put oil in the bottom and fill it up, okay? And when the level starts to get to just above your mesh tile, so it's in this tile now, stop pumping your liquid in and mop this, okay? And then one of the little mop bottles that you might have kicking around, or just build a little trench somewhere, you know, like this, and pump in a bit of oil. Get them to mop up some of the oil so you've got like just 1 kilo of oil in a bottle. And then drop that in here. So it's basically in this bottom tile you'll have like 870 kilos of oil, which is the max tile or the max comfortable pressure for oil in a tile space. Okay. And then drop your 1 kilo in here and put your vent down. And what will basically happen then is when the gas packets come through here, it'll hit the oil and it will bounce it down. And this oil will temporarily go to 871 kilos, for example, and your gas can come out. It works much better than the standard way. It'll never slow down in the pipe. It'll just constantly pump out. I've started doing this build more, and I'll probably do it in this base at some point. Again, I can show you, but I'm not in debug. Probably, I can show you very quickly. I should really keep debug handy, and I just don't like potentially revealing my map and cocking things up. I found it to be much more stable when you're moving lots and lots of gas. We may well do it when we get to our natural gas guys, and I'll show you why in a second. I seem to be very dark tonight. Very dark in here. You can also make just make it too wide and have two vents. The liquid will jump back and forth. Yeah, that can sometimes delete your liquid, though, Saturnus. That's one of the reasons I've stopped doing that. Right, okay. So this is basically what I mean here. So you've got 870 kilos in the bottom, and you've got 984 in this tile here. And what this was basically doing was taking the excess gas from a steam geyser, a natural gas geyser, and basically pumping it in here. And I just wanted to test how much gas would sort of build up over time. Now, this has all been turned off power-wise, disconnected everything when I was trying to measure how much power my turbine build was generating. But yeah, this essentially works. This is how I'd recommend you do your tank, Tony. So like this sort of build. So make this middle tile too high. That's what I'd recommend. And for liquid, yeah, same principle with liquid. You just need to put less than a full tile's worth of the liquid in there. So crude oil can go to 870 kilos naturally. That's what it wants to be at. It can overpressurize, as you'll see in your oil biomes when you get like oil at 3,000 kilograms. It can overpressurize, but it likes to be at 870-ish. Okay, so if, like in here, I've got 500 kilos of crude oil, and this is just ridiculous amounts of water in here, like basically pumping off from a geyser for ages. I've just left this now and turned it all off to say, but yeah, just two methods of doing it really. For liquid, the best method is liquid venting hydrogen at the top. Flawless performance. You're talking about having a hydrogen layer of gas. Yeah, this is the same. It's no downtime. That's not how liquid works. Liquid is non-compressible. Yes, hence hydraulics. I know. Thanks for a thorough explanation above and beyond life. No worries, Tony. No worries. Hope that helps. It's something that will help you a lot, and you can use it in a lot of different builds. But no, I agree, Saturnus. I know what you're talking about, using the gas trick over a vent to make it only notice the gas over the vent. Yeah, I do know exactly what you mean, buddy. But yeah, it's the same thing really. Just different methods doing the same job. Right, let's go back to the main menu. The gas one over gas vents I used to quite like, having like a bar of hydrogen for where you were pumping in, you know, numerous gases. What material do you make your outside tiles out of? On the water tank, just abyssite because it doesn't transfer the temperature. Your internal airflow tiles can be any metal, whatever you've got the most of really, it doesn't really matter. Depends whether you're trying to cool the water as well or not. But overflow tanks for me are normally just big chunky storage for water. I don't really worry about the temperature that much. Anyway, I hope that helps. Right, let's get back to this. Rowan is really not in a good way, is he? He's at 4 health. Holy shit. Rowan is down. What else? Who else needs to be fixed? Health. Ada. Oh, you'll be okay. Building lacks resources 32. What? Oh, we out of slime. Oh no, I can't get to the slime. That'll be why. We destroyed this ruin, didn't we? I forgot. It'll be fine. I found the oil sometimes disappears at extreme pressures. The hydrogen never deletes. I found regardless of pressure. That's what I've just explained, though, Saturnus. That build I've just shown you can never delete because the oil always has somewhere to go. It can overpressurize into the body of oil below it, so it'll never get deleted. That's why I've just been explaining it. Like, it's fail safe. Like I've had it running in basis for like 500 cycles and it's never gone. So, and obviously because oil's got the quite decent freezing temperature and a quite realistic, you know, quite generous boiling temperature, there's not many gases you're going to pump in that are going to cause a problem. So, unless you freeze it, which if you freeze oil, then you're fucked up somewhere. Like whatever gas you've got in there is too cold. But in that case, you could use your hydrogen solution if you were trying to pump something in that's super, super cold. You'd use your hydrogen option, I suppose. Well, again, it's horses for course, isn't it? Depends what you're trying to do. Okay. I need an output for my carbon dioxide, don't I? We've got carbon dioxide building up quite heavily at the bottom of the base. Maybe I should make some little storages down here. In fact, I think that's something I'm going to do. I'm going to want a little room down here for chlorine. So we can maybe do something like, let me just map out how I'm going to do this. 1, 2. So that could be chlorine. This one could be CO2. And I like symmetry. I meant the liquid pressure storage. Oh, this thing here. It shouldn't do. Unless you're using less than, you know, if you're using like 10 kilos of oil, then yeah, it can just vanish. It'll just break into like, it sort of vanishes into the tiles. I've seen it happen myself. But if you use a decent amount, like, as I say, just less than a tiles amount is probably the safest method. You should be fine. Like, we've got a reasonable, I think we've got a reasonable amount in here. Yeah, like 600 kilos. That ain't disappearing. Why are there 2 tiles of oil in that polluted water tank? Am I seeing it wrong? No. There is a tile of oil here. It's basically moved. So this should have been too high. Okay, like this should have been too deep rather to stop the oil from bouncing over the lip. But I didn't do that because I was rushing to get this set up. And subsequently I ended up with a little bit of oil on here. But all I did was looped my pipe back into the... I looped my pipe back into here and turned this pump on for a bit. Put like a manual gen down. Pump the oil back in. And it's fine. I don't think this packet will ever move, but if it ever does, worst case scenario, it will go into one of our machines and we'll need to repair something. So I'm not going to bother putting a filter down. But yeah, just my ineptitude, Delmain, really. That's why. Okay. Should we do something like this? Let's do it one lower. Let's do it one lower so they can actually walk across here. Oh, didn't mean to do that. So then we can collect chlorine, put it in here, and use chlorine where we want it. If we make the pipes readily accessible from a few different places, we can tidy up some of the other gases we've got kicking around as well. That might be nice. If I'd made this slightly higher, which I could do right now. If I'd made this slightly higher, we could actually put filters in down here, get them out of the way of the base. Yeah, let's do that. Mr. Gandalf, I have to report Nullifier. Nullifier officially sucks for cooling liquids. Yeah, it's had a bit of a nerf recently, unfortunately, the Nullifier. That's what I was talking about. Yeah. I've not really played with it all that much recently. I did try it on the Steam Turbine build, but it was not man enough for the job, really. It was not all that powerful. Right. Are we nearly done up here? What are we waiting for? What are our miners doing? They're eating. Okay. De-stressing. Still great for oxygen, 150 cycles, and it's constant. Nice. Are you just doing it with a thermo switch and a shut-off valve? We might look at a anti-entropy thermo nullifier. We've got one just at the top right, haven't we? We might do that. Athletics, cooking, strength. Strength is good for supply. Let's get Otto in. We'll do this. Do we want him on supply or do we want him on mining? Got 3 supply at the minute. Yeah, we'll put him on that. Baby, man, turn that heat off. Oh!
Okay.
It's like an oven in here now.
Warm me up now.
It's roasted in here. It's because you said you were cold.
Alright.
I've showered since, so I'm warm now. I'm alright. Okay. You keep your sleep when your farm's cold. Nice. Yeah, it's one of those things. I've tinkered with it a little bit, but I've never really incorporated it all that much into my builds. Just hadn't really bothered. Right, now this is going to be a bit of an arseache. So what I might do is the lazy man's route. We should celebrate sounds like life just had its annual shower. Screw you, XP. It was my bi-annual shower, I'll have you know. They can get over there. Two thermal sensors, one below 20 connected to pumps, and one above 18 connected to shut off. I have to shut off the valve to reduce gas flow to 11 grams a second, but that was before nerf. Didn't do that, it would cool much too fast. Ah, okay. You might want to put your pumps on an AND gate, so then you can have 2 switches, 2 thermal switches, one to say, you know, below 20, but also above 18. So then you definitely get that range of gas. Your pumps only toggle on then. That'd be quite a nice little tweak. That sounds good though. But the half-year one is golden. It is golden, so it doesn't count. Dirty. The only thing I really use the nullifier for is to make methane, which is an excellent coolant. Nice, Saturnus. I've not made methane for... It would have been when petrol gens were first introduced. So we're going back some time. Good while. What am I doing? Let's get rid of you. I need to get this polluted water out of here as well. It's trolling me a little bit. How much is there? 11 kilos. Let's just dump it here. Actually, don't do that. No, we'll have enough height here. Just about. Sounds good. After the nerf is not needed, it doesn't go below 19 ever. Okay. We may well have a look at it in a bit. And that's cooling the oxygen and hydrogen from 2 electrolyzers. Oh, Space Panda, thank you very much for the sub. And thank you again for the follow, buddy. It's much appreciated. Nice job, something got to go, but I'm going to check out your vids. Great info, thanks. You're more than welcome, buddy. Good to see you, and thanks again. Take it easy, buddy. Wouldn't you want the SR latch at the temperature? Hysteresis? Saturnus! Missing link language, please, come on. I honestly am not a guru on the automation, I just do things very simply. So to me, an AND gate would do it quite nicely. If this and this is satisfied, pump gas, thank you. Never before, how's it going, buddy? How are you? But you could be quite right. Give me an example, Saturnus. Find a link or something. Come on. You can't suggest things like that and then not explain better. Come on. There is that very handy. Let me see if I can find it without crashing my game. Oh, what was that? There is a very handy. Ah, shit. What's it called? Automation tools. I normally link this sort of once a stream because I refer to this quite often. I can't find the bastard now. Is it Useful automation gadgets or something. And this should probably have your SR latch in there, I would imagine. There's RS Nord, D latch. Saturnus, you've posted this an awful lot as well. This is probably the one. Have a look at this thread. That should give you some ideas maybe of what Saturnus is on about. Okay, we do have a bit of hydrogen mixed in with this chlorine and probably a bit of polluted oxygen kicking around as well. I'm wondering if I can get away with just boxing it off and letting the hydrogen just feck off. What I'm going to want is unpump. Do something like that. No, we'll do it this way. Okay, and then what we're gonna have is I can't really do it there. I'll drop this down a bit more. Drop this floor down another level, it'll make it a bit easier. Still get out, that's fine. Oh, you made a picture. Sweet. Just popping in to say hi briefly. Are there any changes from the experimental branch to the live branch? Alfred, I did go through the patch notes earlier. By the looks of it, not much. Not much has changed. But I will let you know when I find out more. I read through everything, but a lot of it was just meh. We already knew about that sort of thing, so I don't know. We'll have a look when we find out. Gas pipe, gas pipe. Yeah, it seems very samey. They have mentioned in the update that there is there's a lot more optimization's been done, but they don't really go into details of what they are. Okay. Still waiting on this being built. It does run quite a bit more smooth than the preview. Well, from when I played in the preview, because obviously I didn't play right from the beginning, it feels pretty much the same. But I know there was a lot of lag when it came to sweep commands. If I did any sort of reasonably sized sweep command, game over. My game did not like it. I think that's been fixed a little bit. Should we promote another miner, maybe? Have we got anyone that can be promoted? Oh. The job lag still is there. No, we'll have Joshua soon. Help the optimized priority. My miner and architect have 2 tasks only. Both have mine and build, but most of the times my mine's is building and my architect is mining. Well, they're meant to prioritize their own jobs, but I think the new priority system sort of overwrites everything. Oh, if you use the pipe overlays, rock bottom FPS. Now it's fine. Oh, okay. Well, that's good at least. That is very good to hear. there's a very good chance I'm going to get you stuck. Why have I got diggers building as well? I need my miners to really be cracking on. Let's sort this out a little bit, see if we can get a bit of optimization here. So my miner, so Bert for example, don't really want you doing that. I don't really want you doing that. I don't really want you doing that. Supply we can have you doing, but primarily I sort of want them all digging. So I've got quite a few dig commands that I want to crack on with, so I'm hoping that should help a little bit. They might still deliver some stuff, but they should really be cracking on with miner. Just looking at it, I thought that was brave to try and build there without touching priorities, yes. What you have to understand, sir, is a lot of the times I map out things without thinking at all. Like, some people don't think that's possible, but it is. I do it all the time. I've become quite a veteran at it. And then I normally just follow up with, they'll be fine, no problem. We're definitely not going to let anybody die or anything disastrous like that. No way. Leave you, actually. Fucking balm lilies, honestly. I've still not fixed these. These can't be fertilised anymore. So many juicy dust caps. Our farmer seems to be doing work, which is good. We finally dug out all this stuff up here so I can get these last few bits in. What do we want up here? I think I built all this stuff out of iron, which is probably not the best, but it's going to have to do for now. And we can dig a little bit further as well, can't we? So after the last battery, we've got 2 more. Let's dig into here. Let's dig this out. Let's get some of this dug out as well, I'll show you. Why not? This is 7. Okay. Go. You. That's what I was talking about. Same with farmers, they need supply tasks to be able to boost plants, but at the same time they will spend a lot of time clicking stuff to build, or water to wash stations, etc. What I would love to see, and here's the deal. This top bar up here, okay, technically is our, at least I think this is how it is. It used to always be that it's priority from left to right, just like in RimWorld, okay? So they'll do combat first, then care, then cook, then art, no matter what. Okay, which is why you find in your miners doing other jobs before digging. Digging is the last job. All we need to fix everything, right, is a little number thing on here. Just like in RimWorld. I know they don't want to copy RimWorld, but it works, right? If we could put a little number in here, 1, top priority. You know, supply, 3. Build, 2. Tidy, bottom of the list. Do you know what I mean? If we could do that shit, it would be fixed overnight, but they're trying to do something different than what we all identify to as the best way of doing it, RimWorld. It's handled so much easier in RimWorld. Makes me sad. Because let's face it, combat, more often than not, nobody gives a shit about combat. Most people don't turn it on. The only time they'll ever use it is to get rid of something that's in the way. So it'd be so much easier if you could just have a number system on here. Just, it would fix it. Are you planning to get really romantic and craft your own special chocolates? Maybe. Depends how nice she is to me. Boosting plant operate actually. So make them an engineer first, and they'll be better farmers. Oh. Rimworld and Dwarf Fortress and Nomoria and Town. Yeah. I know. I use Rimworld as the example because I never really played Dwarf Fortress. I don't know anything about it. Nomoria I know of, but again, never played much. But I know it's a common system, but they're trying to do something different, but it doesn't work. Imagine how much easier we could fine tune the base if we could just put a number on things. And this bottom panel that now is obviously an afterthought. This is how they want us to do it. This is the afterthought, you know. I hope they readdress it because, you know, it is what it is obviously, and again early access and all that, but still, it wouldn't have taken much testing to figure out that the current iteration is not ideal. Let's put it that way. Yeah, everyone uses. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh no, I didn't think you were arguing with me, Delmay. No, I didn't think that, mate. Yeah, it is what it is, I suppose. It's like going, I want to make a shooter, only I don't want to copy everyone else. So instead of first person, I'm going to go 3/4 overhead view like in Baldur's Gate. Nah. Again, what do I know? I'm simply a chimp that likes games. Right. Okay, so this room, we'll get rid of you, you and you, get rid of you. That's going to be a wall, that's going to be our gap, that's going to be a wall, that's going to be gap. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. I'll tell you what, why don't we dig some more of this out as well? We'll do it on a bit of a lower priority so they crack on with the stuff at the north of the base. But I do want them to dig this stuff out because A, I want it, and B, it's got to go. Okay, now we also need some gas pipes actually bringing in our gases. So they're going to go to here. And then we can figure out the logistics of it afterwards. This is going to be where the gases exit, so we can take them where we want. We'll also want some automation in here, just dead basic, a Atmos switch on each one. Maybe like there, there. We can connect you up like so. And then obviously we're going to need power as well. I think what I'll do for now is just literally do this, because we don't have that much refined metal at the minute. And then I can come back and connect all these up later, just run a wire across. That should be fine. What are you making now? It's just a place to store all my gases, that's the plan. Let's see what our new dupe is. Well, I don't like flatulent, I don't like unconstructive, and I certainly don't like biohazardous. And slow learning, so none of those. We're not in a rush to get dupes, so we're fine. And here I helped you moving your mushroom farms. For fuck's sake, do you really want me to fix this? Okay. Okay. Alright, I'll do it. I'll do it. I didn't want to do it, but I'll do it. How to fix. How to fix. I'm going to do the lazy man's approach, as I say. So, here's the deal. I'm going to take Abyssalite. This outer wall is going to be Abyssalite. Okay. We need to get rid of you. How wide does this need to be? Armament station. 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 I still want them to have access from here, which is the only bugger. But I think if I do that, they'll still be able to diagonally reach this crop from inside. I think. This needs to be 3 high. Okay. And then what we'll need is to knock out some of these at little intervals. Maybe up here as well. Let's have a look who's mastered. Joshua's nearly mastered mining, which is good. I don't want to go any further with architects, I don't think, just yet. Not till we get our mushrooms online. Couriers, I'm happy with that. We can get... We did have somebody that was trained up in this, didn't we? We've now got 2 people who are trained up in it, which is good. So I might take... It was Travaldo that was our dude, wasn't it? Oh, Travaldo's our... We've got 3 people that can do this now. So let's take... Wait. So Otto needs to master this. I was wondering whether we should cross-train some people. Electrical engineer. No, we'll leave it as is for now. We've got a few people that can do the conveyors when we need to in a bit again. For now, we're good. Only half. How's it going? And Sanican, how the devil are you, buddy? Long time no see. Oh man, it's still funning. It's still funning looking. I went back and watched the trolling. I missed that part of the day. Yes, and XP is here as well. We've got plenty of mushrooms already. Shut up, XP! So the new job system is that they get better at things, but require high deco and food quality to move into. Yeah, basically domain. They get... oh, that'll be our minor level up. They get additional attributes. So, for example, if they're... I'll show you now. If they're a miner, they get +2 digging. If they're supply, they get extra strength, so they can carry more stuff. So you can level up their attributes still in the same way. But also there are certain jobs where they have to be at a certain level. So for example, mining abyssalite, they need to be, I think, a level tier 3 miner. To use exosuits or to get a bonus in exosuits, you need to be an exosuit engineer. To operate conveyor belts, you need to be a mechatronics engineer, which means you need to be trained in both courier and engineering. So you have to do things like that, basically, sort of cross-training your dupes, which is kind of cool. I like that. That's the progression side of things to me. And then when you level them up, they also get a different coloured hat, which, of course, is crucial. So... I like the progression side of this game. I did very much enjoy not being able to dig granite, not being able to dig abyssalite. It slowed me down. It stopped me being able to insulate my base. It made me worry about temperature. It made me not able to dig out into the world as quick. I like it. It's good. It's good for pacing, but it just needs to be tweaked a little bit. Like, I am not a clay hater at all, but I do speak my mind on the forums and I tell them if something's shit. Because I play the game a lot. If I didn't play the game, I wouldn't have an opinion. If I don't have an opinion, I don't speak. It's that simple. That's how I work. But from testing and tinkering and playing, it just needs refining. There you go, Joshua. Oh, the little animation of stamping his card. That is awesome. He just stamped his time card and now we'll get his hat. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's a nice little tweak. Punching in his time card. Beautiful. How are we looking on vitals? Because he didn't look too happy then, did he? Yeah, we've got a lot of poorly people still. Will they not come and use this because it's not technically a med bay? Is that the problem? Should I make him a couple of med bays? Did they fix the problems people had with this update? I think they fixed quite a lot of the major bugbears that people had in a few hotfixes ago. but I didn't play the earliest iterations of this release. I didn't want to touch it until it was hotfixed. So I like it, Sanika. I do. There's not that much content there, but again, I like it. I like what they're doing. There's certain things I would have changed, but that's always the case. I switched my 3 miners to architects and vice versa. They're going to put all of them into couriers and eventually into exosuit engineers. Nice, Leppy. So you're making sure that later on your exosuit dudes are going to be lightning fast. That's a good idea, though. Hats are the most important. And then he never punches out again until he upgrades. Work forever, sleep never. So you're messing with the steam gens. You know dupes can walk across the base. Yeah, they're like airflow tiles on the have. As far as I know, dupes will use med bays in random rooms, but they get no bonus healing. Yeah, I did know that. I was just relying on the standard they get from the med beds, but I'll make them a couple of med rooms up here or something in a set. It's like one of the water pumps that has a floor to it. Yeah, they're just airflow tiles. The fans on the steam turbines, they're just airflow tiles, that's it. That's all they are. So you can actually let your steam go through and then water trickle off and stuff. Yeah. Right, let's do a little sweep up here. Let's get rid of some of these gubbins. Builders can be doing this. What I'm basically going to do is fill all this in and then dig out what we want on the inside. I'm thinking we'll put a couple of fertilizer rooms in here. But I am going to have this room very much access based. We may not even end up fertilizing all these mushrooms, to be honest. Because we've got quite a few there and that's going to be a lot of fertilizer. And we don't have a lot of fertilizer at the minute, so I think that'll be the way to go. Okay, let's sweep up this stuff as well whilst I think on. Okay, waiting on you being done. We'll dig out this stuff, we'll drop down all this water. We'll get a load of ice and stuff as well, which is nice. We drop this down. How are we doing for slime lung out here? It's not the best. It's another reason why I want to get this ice biome exposed a little bit. Okay, that's not the end of the world. Let's go over here with some ladders. Do something like that. Oh, rare. What's wrong? Why are you... Oh, we've got the old back and forth bug. Can we snap him out of it? Have they made this work yet? Can we snap him out of it? Is he going to path up there? Oh, he did! He did! No red alert warning needed, no nothing. Okay, well that's an improvement. I don't know if that was fluke, but he did seem to move when I asked him to move, which is better than it used to be. So that's good. I told you earlier I want 3.6 tons of fertilizer from compost alone, but after about 10 cycles it's 4.5 tons. Now even after using farm stations on 60 bristle blossoms. That's not bad going, Leppy, don't get me wrong. But at the moment I'm not making any fertilizer. I've got no composting things, my hatches are eating all my poop. I've got no fertilizer synthesizers, so he's hurt in some way though. Yeah, I think a lot of them are hurt at the minute. We need to get this sweeping up and then I'll build him a med room. Let's go back to full speed and crank on this a little bit. Get this built as well. Let me see now. So if I get rid of these 2 inner walls, I'm still not going to have room for this thing, so I need to move this ladder over really. Let's move this over. My ladder needs to be in this tile. So let's deconstruct you. I might not be able to get to that either. Should be able to get to that now. Okay, so This is now sort of on the way. I'm going to take this ladder and expand up here. And then we'll take a few tiles just for now and put one there, and we'll dig out you and you. We'll dig out you as well. So I need access up this side basically. So we'll do that. On the trade, give me your water and I'll give you coal. I have about 300 tons of coal, never made any coal gens yet. How much old coal are we sat on? We're currently sat on 109 tons, but we're getting a little bit of coal from our hatch, as I say. I've not been going out my way to dig coal, in fairness. Right, I've got a lot of commands outstanding now, so let's just let them crack on a little bit. We should be able to get all these things. Which would be great. Let's get you and you done. And you as well. Get that done. You. I don't actually know why I'm bothering making this a vacuum, I've just realised. Because as soon as they bring some polluted dirt in here, it's going to sublimate. What a fucking fool I've been. Right, we need a little bell tower up here, don't we? What a fool! Maybe if we did something like that. Didn't even think about that. Coal gens, yeah, coal gens, hydrogen gens, really, really efficient now with smart batteries. Hydrogen gens are immense. Like, it's just instant, it's beautiful. 2 natural gas guys on the edge of the starting bar, so I never needed it. Oh shit, that's a point. We found a natural gas geyser at the end of last stream, didn't we? We have a natural gas geyser up here. So I probably need to get to that soon as well. Don't know where all the steam geyser is yet, but that's not really a concern. We did cap... Yeah, we did cap one of the steam geysers. So he's sort of ready to go. It's very toasty in here, but he's ready to go. So I'm not too worried about that right now. We are out of algae, I've just noticed. I don't know how long we've been out for, but we do need some more algae. So this is going to be a next dig, and we'll hopefully get some goodies from here whilst we're going. It's a little bit annoying that that's not 3 high. It's slightly annoying. But whatever. Do something like that. That'll be fine. That'll be there. I really don't have a lot of ladders here. Just do this too wide for now. We can deal with it when we come to get rid of it. Okay. This now needs to be next priority. Because we need some algae. Smart batteries. Have you not seen the smart batteries yet, Domain? They're really good. So basically all you have to do is connect the smart battery. They do hold half the charge of a normal battery, right? So charging up a big battery bank without a bit of logic in there, they won't do. But you can basically have them so that you can just connect them to your coal gens, and then you have a level inside, like a threshold. So mine go into standby when they're at, for example, 90% of this battery being full, and then they'll go active when it's below 10%, and then instantly my gens turn off, which is nice. So when it drops down to 10% now, if we watch, when this gets down to like maybe 2 kilojoules, are these 20? Can't remember. Boop, and then it's back online. The coal gens power it up, and then they turn off again. It's beautiful. Really nice. I do like it a lot. It's made power much more efficient in the early game, like a lot easier, which is cool. Right, did we get a bit of algae yet? We've got a tiny amount, which is fine. Okay, let me also lay out where we're going to have our... I'll do this like a priority 6 maybe. We're going to have some med bays down here. Oh. No. So, what's the old room requirement for med bays again? I've forgotten. It's something like a toilet and a mess table. Med bed, toilet, mess table. Okay. Okay. So let's do medbed, medbed. We'll put fancy toilets in here because we are going to eventually have fancy toilets, so why not? Fancy toilet. Oh, actually this is a bit tight, isn't it? I'd like to sink in here. No statues in the med bay. We're not doing it. We ain't doing it. Let's put a sink in here as well. Boop. Oh, it's just too narrow. Yeah, not to worry. We'll fix it. Again, I'll change all the priorities on this in a second. Something like that. Don't know what we're going to do with these hatches. We've got a hatch trapped up here somewhere. Got one there. I don't know if we've got another one in this tile. No. But we've still got a hatch, 2 hatches in the bedrooms as well that needs to be moved. So yeah. Furniture. Mess table. I should really do an actual mess table room as well. Let's get a few paintings in there. Do all that with a 6. Likewise do that. In fact, let's do this one a bit lower. Oop. Does it matter how much oil in a polluted water to overpressurize it? Yes. Make sure you've got a reasonable amount. Like minimum sort of 400, 500 kilos, ideally. You don't have to, but you can do. Build the mess table above the lavatory first. What do you mean? What do you mean? Just have a floating mess table that they can't use. Muggins, good evening. How are you, buddy? Really amazing news. What is this news, Muggins? I'm intrigued. Go ahead. You finally beat map 4. Nice, buddy. Oh, shit. Sorry. How long has this been like this? Good work, buddy. Any super strats that you can tell me? Oh, fuck. Do I want to mess about with the jobs thing? What's your bladder like? 70%. You'll be fine. Yeah, how did you manage it, Muggins? What was the MLG strat in the end? Okay. Yeah, we'll put a little pump in here ultimately, but for now, we will just let them carry on building this. It was your 47th attempt. Holy shit! Both the mess table and the toilet doesn't actually need to be functional in the house. Well, I know that, Saturnus, but you do then run the risk of getting runaway dupe. So the mess table, realistically, you do want to be enabled. But yeah, you don't have to have it enabled. I knew that. I didn't know you could have it floating, though. I thought that I'd bug it out, because technically it's not got a foundation. But yeah, we'll do it like that. It'll be fine. I don't really care. As long as we get the bonus. But yeah, if you don't have a toilet, or a mess table, you will get the runaway dupe debug, which if you're very unlucky with timing, can get your dupes killed if they need treatment for a slime lung, for example, and they run away and you can't treat them. It only lasts a very short time, but it does mean they don't get treated whilst they're running off, which is a wee bit annoying. Right, they should be able to do all this. Do that bit first. That can be done. And then we can get rid of you. Dig out you. Okay, dig out all of you. Put farmer chambers, they take less space. Oh, you mean for making pills? Farmer, what are they called now? Are they called farmer chambers? Apothecaries. Oh, these things. Yeah, they need power though, that's the only thing. As you clear the map with your squad of snipers, claim strategic points and use them as cover before you send them on. Works for me. Ah, okay, Muggins. Farmer chambers. How much power do they take still? 240 watts. Maybe later. For now, let's just get some med beds down. That is the way. These are currently digging their ass off over here, which is fine. We need these to be done as well. But only one and one bed. It'll give you that one tile you're missing. In here. I see what you mean. So get rid of this. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. We'll put the... I know what you mean by bed. You mean the thing. The mess table. Put you there. And these are 3 high, aren't they? Farmer station. Okay. Okay. I can get behind that. I like that. It does mean that for a little while I'm not going to have any power to that, so I've only got one med bay, but whatever. Think into the future. They don't regain health using them. Oh, is that true? They used to. You used to actually, back in the day, you used to be able to get to like 130 health with your dupes using... you didn't used to be called farmer chambers, they were called something else. Disease recovery speed bonus plus 25%. Care received effect plus 1. Well, that does sound like... Isn't care what they get from healing? Disease recovery speed plus 50. Oh, that's just doctoring. Care recovery. Care received effect plus 1. Whatever. Whatever. It's fine for now. It does look like a busy room as well. I kind of like that. So we'll get rid of you as well. Okay. Work sort of stopped over there because we've got them doing digging and building here, which is fine. I need the little algae buffer for now. Although I did have quite a large patch of algae up here that I should probably just get. There's more up here as well. Yeah, it's fine. We'll let them crack on with what they're doing for now. Again, I'm always guilty of doing far too many commands at once because I get, and now we're going to do this, and now we're going to do that, and let's get this planned, and let's do this, and I end up getting nothing done. So we need to just let some of this stuff be done. Let's have a look. A yokel, uncultured, germ resistant, interest in art. And the interests don't necessarily matter all that much, it's just they do it quicker. I'm just thinking kindness, she might make a good medic. Anemic as well, it doesn't really bother me all that much. Farming and cooking. I don't like people that can't dig. Let's go for Bubbles and let's make her a doctor, if there is such a role. Is there even a role for doctor? I don't even think there is. Oh, the lag. Come on. Yeah, there is no sort of doctor's role, is there? We'll just leave Bubbles on random. She can do whatever she wants. It's fine. Okay, what other tiles can we get in here? Oh, can they not reach that diagonally? I thought they would be able to. It looks like they can't. Bollocks. Let's mop all this crap up as well whilst you're at it. Right, we're just about hanging in there with algae. I do need to get an electrolyzer build set up. I have got a power grid that I can potentially tap into. We do want to build some coal gens. There's a lot of stuff I need to do before we get the base sort of stable. But this is sort of how I always play. Sort of sailing a bit close to the wind. Oh. There's no slime in them, was there? No, that's fine. So that's fine. Everything will come together. Sometimes you just have to sit back, have a cup and wait for them to catch up. I know, it's the worst. You know what it is? It's streaming. If I wasn't streaming, I would regularly do that. I'd have an episode playing on the other screen, and I'd make a brew and I'd just sit back and chill. But because I'm streaming, I'm conscious that people are just watching me watching a base, and it makes me want to do things. But yeah, I totally agree, buddy. You're right. Sometimes you do just need to let them go through the jobs. Hey, I'm not watching you. Alright, Dominic. Thank you. What are you laughing at?
I'm not watching you.
Until you say something is going wrong. Usually I'm listening to you as I don't even pay a lick of attention to the base until you say something's going wrong. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. Always a pleasure, Domain. I like that though. I'm not paying a lick of attention to the base. Base. Shit. Honestly, it's a good job I'm quite thick-skinned and thick-headed. Right, that should be fine. I want to get these juicy mushrooms from down here as well. Oh. That's a lot of priority stuff. Let's just leave them to it. Music is the best part. Bleakers, indeed, buddy. How are you, mate? You alright? That's what I'm here for. Look, I'm just here for the Minecraft. Alright, though, mate. We'll play some more Minecraft at some point. I've still got that direwolf base that we need to finish. I did enjoy Minecraft. It got a lot of hate from my viewers, but I did enjoy it. Oh, who's suffocating? Bubbles, why? 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 Why suffocate? Go up here. Will she make it? I don't think she's going to make it. I think Bubbles may be dead. There's a good chance Bubbles is dead. She is in oxygen now. Whew. That was close. That was a close one. You look like Gandalf the Grey without the grey. Not sure about that, mate. I'm Gandalf the Pimple at the minute. I've got a big fucking red pimple on my nose. Sucks. Big old pimple. Hooray, Bubbles! She's alive. I know you wanted her to be dead, but she's alive. I'll just put a ladder in it. Now then, whilst it's night time, and in the interest of my computer not crashing, I'm going to do a little save, and I'm going to restart my client, because I did have a lot of problems with memory leaks with Oni recently. So I'm just going to do this. I didn't want her to be dead, it just would have made a better story. It's barely visible, you're red all over. Yeah, I've got a light in front of me here, right? So you can see my light's changing, but it's like a... Hold on, let me just restart the game. It's just a desk lamp, basically. It's not like a fancy one. I've got fancy ones behind me to make my green screen work, but this is just a basic bitch desk lamp. The problem is, if I don't have like a little filter over it, it's brilliant white and it makes me look like a ghost. So I've had to like rubber band some paper over the front of it so that it sort of diffuses the light a little bit, but it does make me a little bit orange. There's not much I can do about it. I'm sorry, I'm very orange. Here's a bore cube condensing the steam for 2 steam turbines. It's on maybe 50% of the time. How are you heating your steam, though, Saturnus? That's what I want to know. Let's have a look. Oh, this is just where you pump the water through the cube and then you use you're using the liquid trickle exploit. I like this. It's a very clean build, this Saturnus. Let me just show this on the browser. So this is Saturnus's patented Borg cube. So what you've basically got in here is a pump that pumps the liquid through these 2 valves, vents rather, and then because the you see how we've got this like curved effect, like there's water in the tile. Well, because of how the water merges back into the tile, you get sort of a net gain on cooling. So his Tepidizer's is being cooled by this liquid, and you can do some really cool stuff with it. I did have a tinker with this. It's very snazzy. It's all lies. It's from the red light bulb he has this window, so the client's always available. Oh shit. What is that hatch mark tile? Hatch mark tile. Hatch mark tile? They're the metal tiles, Domain. You can make them with refined metal. Oh, you are using magma. Yeah, the same here, man. I can't get around it. I do very much like this build, by the way. I'd suggest anybody try it. It's very snazzy. We may even tinker with it ourselves. It's a very sleek design. The Borg cube. Okay, we're back in game. Metal tiles, Domain. Yeah, you use refined metal. So at the moment we've only got iron, but yeah, they've got really good heat transfer and really good. If you make them out of wolframite, they don't overheat to like 2,600 or something degrees. So they're really good for like using as a boiler plate and things like that. Really good. You need to play some more of this game, Domain. You really do. There's a lot changed since you last played, honestly. $100 surfaces from a sea of delicious mac and cheese. Oh, baby, you need to make some more mac and cheese soon. The last time you made it was amazing. We should have got the stuff for it. I did fuck up. I didn't remember. 100 player. Good evening, first of all. Also, many thanks for reminding me that mac and cheese exists. Oh my god, we need to do that. The lady made mac and cheese from scratch a little while back, and it's not something we really have in this country all that much, or at least never in my house. But you made it from scratch with cauliflower and stuff in it.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Yeah, really good. Yeah, exactly, Leppy. Yeah, tungsten. Sorry, tungsten and wolframite, the same thing, just different terms, really. One's refined. Opened it the other day, and my dupes basically immediately died. Then I closed it again. Oh shit! Don't load an old colony. Start a fresh one. Everything will be broken with an old colony. I loaded our accept every dupe colony, and obviously we had the food requirements for 60 odd dupes, and none of them would grow because there was no fertilizer. Just use an iron, it doesn't make much difference. It makes a huge difference, Eternus. Of course it does. Really does. Make them out of fucking tungsten. Stop messing about. Homemade mac and cheese can be amazing! I would agree, 100. This was fucking good. It was meant to do as like 2 portions and we just wolfed it down in one. It was good. I have vision of a disturbing beast with hundreds of heads swimming in a yellow pond. What? Like some sort of cheese-covered hydra. Ah, mac and cheese, my god. It's like the one thing I can make from scratch. Ah, I'd eat it. I mean, you guys are weird. Right. Yeah, mac and cheese. Okay, so again, I'm itching to do other things at the minute, but we need to let them crack on with this, really. So let's just let them dig and let them build. We've got build commands over here. We've got build commands up here. We've got sweep commands. We've got loads of farming to be done. I'm just going to leave them to it. Not to the efficiency of the board cube internally, only to the... Yeah, it's all about... Well, why are you making it if not to transfer the temperature? Oh, you mean if you were just using it for liquid's sake? I thought the whole point of the board cube was to use it to cool things. Like, that's why you made the bottom row of tiles out of metal. That's what I thought, anyway. It's like you're watching me right now. I have eyes everywhere. Let's just take a second and talk about, say, mac and cheese. Nice though, mate. Oh, shit. So, about mac and cheese. Delicious! Who mastered a job? Let's check the old jobs tree, actually, see if anybody's ready to be a better miner or anything. Ooh. Got some architects that have mastered. I don't really want to put them here yet. Bollocks. Let's do it. So we've got Ada and Ren. They're my builder dupes. Maybe we should get Otto leveled up as well. Oh, is that... Yeah, we'll get Otto leveled up. These are maxed on here. Let's put these on digging. Let's put these on digging and put these on gopher, maybe. Oh, fuck it. Just leave it as is for now. It's fine. The key's a good route. None of that skim stuff for a cream sauce. No way. Well, you can also use the liquid inside directly to cool through heat exchanging. Yeah, I know that's Turnish. You and your fucking heat exchangers. Why don't you just say a big wall of statues, honestly? Gotta say heat exchangers, make it sound scientific. It's a big fucking wall of statues. A big mass of metal or granite or something. Don't want the cheese too saucy. Cheese is a liquid, it's kind of gross. Yeah, we had cauliflower in ours, and it sort of balanced out really nicely. It was delicious. Yeah, that's the woman's job now. That's it. That's what we need. More mac and cheese. Stat.
Go buy the stuff.
I will buy the stuff, and you can make it, and I will eat it, and then you can make it some more.
Okay.
And I'll eat it again. These need to be done very quickly. Oh, you read Sir comment in relation to mac and cheese. We've not really any of the liquid up here that we're going to want getting rid of anytime soon, so why don't we get rid of all this gubbins as well? And then power wires. Let's get rid of you. Oh, what did I just... No, that was liquid pipes, you penis. Cancel that. Deconstruct power wires. Let's get rid of you. And you. And then you. Liquid pipes. We are going to have more water down here later, but hopefully by the time we're ready to get rid of that, we should be in a better position to plumb this in a bit better. Just get rid of all this. Ooh. Who's the Scottish person you're referring to? Mac and cheese. Never heard of him. He's delicious. You should look him up. Yeah, the idle dupes we keep getting are our farmers, but I kind of just want to leave them as 2 dedicated farmers so that we get a bit of a build-up of food. I agree, only half. I think it can be too cheesy as well. You can go over the top with stuff like that. I agree with you entirely, mate. I know what you're saying. Right, this is going to have to be tiled. Let's do this with a bit of light. Still got plenty of digging. We've still got some architectural stuff to be done as well. Bacon fat. Now that's a liquid you should live on. Yeah, I eat far too much bacon, if I'm honest. It ain't breakfast if it ain't bacon. Ren, are you bouncing back and forth? Can you stop that? I mean, seriously, what the fuck? We're past that. You've got a hat now. Stop being a jerk.
I don't understand the big fascination with breakfast stuff.
I think you need to reevaluate what you just said before we have a problem. Breakfast is life.
Yeah, I know, but I don't understand why you have to have bacon and sausages and eggs.
Bacon!
Yeah, I know that. But do you know what I prefer to eat every day?
What?
Pancakes.
I like pancakes, but pancakes too often makes them boring as fuck. I like bacon. Bacon is never boring. Bacon is life.
You put loads of stuff on pancakes. You put bacon on pancakes as well.
Yeah, I don't like the sweet and savoury thing.
You need to reevaluate what you just said.
Nope. No, I don't. Only works one way, that. These are all shit. In my family, they like to bake the dish, and it causes the cheese to, well, sweat. I thought you meant to bake it. You do it in the pan to begin with, and then you finish it in the oven, don't you?
Top it with a load of cheese, and then it bubbles.
It shouldn't be like watery. It should be like just so the pasta is coated, sort of thing. But unctuous. Oh, I fucking love that word, unctuous. It should be like, you know, coated and delicious, but not swimming in cheese grease. Nobody likes cheese grease. I mean, oh, you do.
No, I just wanted to be argumentative.
Just being difficult, woman. It's not like you.
Sorry?
Save your breakfast kicks the day into high gear, or a nap. Yeah, exactly, 100. Yeah, that's the thing. If you go too far, it's sleepy times. I am the world's worst for a food coma. Like, I fuck myself up all the time with that shit. I do it before stream. Like if I eat a big meal too late before stream, I come on, I'm like, good evening everyone, short stream tonight, bye. Like no energy, just tired. Tonight we had a fucking awesome tea. We had lamb burgers and chips. Oh, they were good. Food stream. When? Right, let's dig this out as well. Yeah, we had a nice meal tonight. It was delicious. Lamb burgers, yeah, exactly, though, mate. Delicious they were. I ate them all. By all, I mean 2 big boy burgers. It was delicious. What are we doing here? I just want to dig some of this crap out and then we can seal this up. If I can get access to heater. We're golden. Let's seal you up. Bison burger. Never had a bison burger. Sounds immense though. I have a feeling they don't cover it well and the moisture starts to evaporate and the dish dries out. And when it cools, the moisture drops back in and just sinks to the bottom.
They don't know how to make it. I did it once.
What recipe was it? Do you know where the recipe was?
Mary Berry.
Is it Mary Berry? See if you can find it online. You can send it to Only Half.
Sure, it was Mary Berry. Or was Harry Bikers?
Find it. Cheese water is a thing. Beware. Well, sounds horrible. Let's see if we can find a video of crafting mac and cheese. I don't know if to dig through to this chlorine or not just yet. Got lots of our iron up here. Right, is this pretty much done down here? I think we've cleared as much of this as we can for now. We'll get the rest of this from above, maybe. Not much algae here. It seems to be mostly slime. I'm running very low on algae, and I'm aware that I've got many jobs to be doing at the minute. So I kind of need a bit of an algae buffer. Let's get up here. Let's also refine a bit more metal whilst I think on how much wolframite we sell. Get a bit of wolframite done, and I'll get a bit of gold done as well. In fact, we'll put gold on continuous. I like to use gold for like thermal switches and stuff, so we'll get a bit of that backed up. Do that. And then we'll deconstruct you. I'm sort of clearing this space out because I want to build things here eventually. I'm not just doing it for the fun of it. We do need all the gold and slime and clay and all the good stuff that we got from it, but realistically it's just so that I can build here. I've been making baked mac and cheese for like 15 years. Jesus, I'm old. Fuck. I swear I never had it. It's just something we eat in Denmark. Oh, it's not something we eat in Denmark. It's not really something that you find commonly in England, to be honest, unless you're getting out of a packet, which normally tastes like shit. But this was like a homemade from scratch mac and cheese, making the roux yourself, you know, with the flour and stuff. It's really, really good. Have you found it?
No, I think it might be Jamie Oliver actually.
Stop making up lies then and find it.
I can't, it's in the book. I'm not going to that book. I will do it at some point.
Okay, here's the deal. Only half. The lady is going to take you a screenshot at some point or a picture on her phone and put it in Discord for you. And then you can give it to, did you say it was your family? Give it to whoever the weasel is that can't cook a mac and cheese. And give them this recipe and say, make this. And it'll be delicious. It's similar like carbonara, but on mac and cheese. Yeah, it's not that much different from a carbonara, really. Taste-wise, depends how much cheese you put in. American Italian food has cheese on everything. Bread, pasta, meat, sauces, all covered in cheese.
They have the right idea.
Even the desserts have cheese in them. Yeah, mascarpone and stuff, I suppose. Mac and cheese is more French food than Italian. It's American-French fusion, yeah. French know better with their French onion nonsense. Yeah, French onion soup with a big dollop of cheese in the middle. Ah, I love onion soup. Stuff like that's really tasty. We need to stop talking about food. Goddamn. Too much yummy stuff.
Just eating.
I know, but I can always go for more delicious food. Even just a little flavour. Okay, they got rid of all this crap, which means if we quickly get rid of this stuff. Let's do this with an 8. Get rid of you as well. Dig yourself down. Come on. Yeah, it's a wee bit slime lung, you know. I'm gonna have a problem soon if I'm not careful. Nice, Sandra. Me too. Let's do my kitchen. Have a mac and cheese cookbook. Oh, an in-depth guide on making the perfect cream sauce, and just tons of ideas putting it together. Nice. Doorknob, how the devil are you, mate? Long time no see. How's life, buddy? How are you? The Macronomicon. I like that. Here's some soup. It's only boiling hot, but you won't notice until it's too late thanks to this insulation inch of cheese with another inch of bread. Oh, shit. What the hell did you just say? Batu Barada Nikto. Is that meant to be like a magic incantation or something? Been busy with college. Oh, what's going on? Who's suffocating now? Oh, bubbles. Been busy with college. Ah, fair enough, buddy. Just good to see you. Right, how much algae are we sitting on? We've got half a ton. Not very much, but really need to keep cracking on with this. What priority are these at? 7. Yeah. Again, I'm being impatient. We need to leave them to it. It'll be fine. I'm not going to be able to reach a lot of this very easily, so let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. Oh, Cayman. Good evening, how are you? Sorry, what is that a reference to? I don't get it. You have to explain. Latu Barada Nikachu. What's that in relation to? Oh, my stress is creeping up at the minute. That's not ideal. No. Oh, actually, yeah, you can do that. That's fine. You know, you can go balm leaves and peppers in the same column now, like they do in the wild. Just rotate the top fountain on both. Are you sure that never used to work? One used to come up red. Are you trolling me again, XP? Because I will fucking end you if you are. 3 gap between tiles. No, he trolled me on last stream, darling. Don't be on his side. He trolled me.
Who's this?
XP. Call him a son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. She said you were a son of a bitch even if she didn't say it. So, has anyone ever seen a morb spawn in their starting water before? He then lives at the bottom of the water and poops PO through the water and then creates slime lung above it and closed starting water. Post on the forums, new one for me. Did he fall through from a toilet? Came in, have you got airlocks? Pneumatic... what are they called? Christ. Pneumatic doors. Above your water pool. Because if you spawned from a toilet and fell through your airlocks, that is funny. Unlucky. It's completely enclosed starting water. What the hell? Unlucky. Let's have a look what we've got. Unless we've got something amazing, I'm not going to bother. Narcoleptic, germ resistant, research and cook. 2 athletics, 8 kindness, research, build, supply, caregiver. None of them are very good, it has to be said, but we'll go with Turner. How many narcos do we actually have, and is there a way of seeing easily? Or do I have to keep going onto here? Let's go to the top, so... Because according to Mex, we can still disable Narco's beds. But I didn't think that still worked. But he swears it does, so I trust Mex. As much as he's a son of a bitch, I trust him wholeheartedly. Have I not got any Narcos? I thought I did. Oh, so Ada's a narco. Oh. Oh no, it does reset. So Ada. About bubbles. No, so Ada and Turner. Okay, let's disable their beds. Turner should be up here somewhere. Right, let's disable his bed and let's see what happens. And where's Ada? There she is. Oop. Right. Oh, it's the old Evil Dead. Ah, okay. I'm your darkness. So saith XP. I put pics on the forums live. I was like, what the fuck? No way. Oh, that is unlucky, Cayman. What the hell? It still works. I feel like they made a change. It doesn't work as good as it used to, and you still get a notification. Oh, good evening, Max. I didn't even realise you were here, buddy. First night they will sleep on the floor, but after, only narco naps. Nice. Well, we'll do it, buddy. Again, I do listen to you. I do believe you. As much as I know sometimes you want to make my life more difficult. I do trust you. Foolishly sometimes, but I do trust you. Right, let's get rid of all this crap. Boop. Right, that's as far as we're going to go with that for now. We've got a tiny amount of algae. It's time to put this... Let's see. Let's get this done right now. So I've at least got a medi room. I'm probably going to replace a lot of these tiles later with airflow tiles, but for now, we can get them cracking on with this at least. We'll open you. A wild Mex appears, indeed. And then we'll put you to priority 1. Don't need to worry about the toilets and stuff for now. Look at all those useless shrooms. Nom 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 nom. Quite a few in there. These will all shook off in a minute. Shrug off. So that's that done. Do the same over here. I've got a couple of poorly people that have been in slime lung areas, so once they've got rid of all the slimy bits from here, we'll sort of ease off in this part of the base. Okay, I now want to get all this stuff swept up with an 8, because I'm impatient. And prioritise this with an 8 as well. I'm going to get to these fucking mushrooms if it kills me, honestly. This probably needs to be deconstructed. And rebuild with the best light. Why a wash basin in the med bay? Why not? What's your problem? What's your problem, Max? You started already. You came in with a nice comment, being very helpful, and then instantly questioning my decisions. Why? What do you want? What's your problem, Max? I've got XP here giving me grief already. Fucking bastards. I'd just like to put it there, Max. Why not? What's your issue? Dirty. Heard the sound of night. I wasn't. I wasn't sure if it was in my game or yours. You aren't going to have a functioning toilet. Why the wash? It will be a functioning toilet, just not yet. I've not got my Oh, okay. I've not got my geyser pumping into the base yet. There's no need for. I know that, Mex. Listen, we've been over this a million times. Not everything has to have 100% efficiency reasoning. Get over yourself. It can just be there because cleanliness is next to godliness, and shitting is very close to godliness. Even God shit. You make me sick, Bex, honestly. You make me sick. Okay. Do I want this hatch? Do I want this hatch? Got two more there. I could drop them right down to here. Tell you what we'll do. Let's get all our hatches in one place. How am I going to do this? Put you there. Okay, we'll get these two trapped first, and then I'll deal with this one. Yeah, this unreachable bed thing is going to bother me, so I don't think I will have the disabled bed for the narcos, regardless of efficiency. I don't like these little unnecessary warnings. I haven't got the room out yet, but that's where I test it. Let's have a look. I still don't trust you, XP. You've burnt your bridges now, son. I will have to check it myself. I'm pretty sure it'll give you a red warning saying that they can't be built. We will see. Doesn't make any noise. It's a lie. I think so too. Don't believe his lies. Is that a Memento reference? Don't believe his lies. I think it is. Right, we'll put you there. Have we got any of this done yet? Head up there. This can all be dug out. We'll open that. Get this done now. I think we need to move these mess tables. I think eventually I'll put more mess tables over this side. How many are we going to need? 4, 8, 12, 16. Yeah, I'm going to rethink the mess tables. If we can get 8 in a room, if I got rid of these bristle briars, get 8 in a room, 8, 16. Get rid of a toilet, put in compactors for collecting any rotten stuff. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Then I will need some hatches over on this side. Ah, decisions. Son of a bitch. Oh no, because there'll be lavatory, so I won't need hatches at all. Right. I'm fine. I'm muttering to myself. I know what I'm doing. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll get this bastard out. We'll get this done. We'll put a tile down here. You'll be able to hop out of here, go for a little wander, and potentially drop in there. Once he's in there, we'll put the door there, destroy this, drop the hatches down. All our hatches will land here. They can hop into there. Then we'll have all our hatches in one place. That will be good. Until we find another, just to troll me. I don't even know if that still works. This map I'm using has me surrounded by slime biomes. I'd have killed for that at the start, only half. We had fucking hot shit everywhere. Everywhere was toasty around us. I'd have killed for that early game. Only 2 ice biomes with a total of 1 Weezewort. Oh, you might find a little monster somewhere with loads. Like, we found one up here somewhere. Where was it? We had an ice biome with loads of Weezeworts. Can't remember where it was. We had one that had quite a few nearby. Might have been up here. Oh yeah, look at this. There's 4 here at least that we can see immediately. Oh, we've got another nullifier up here as well. I hadn't noticed that. We've got another nullifier. That's pretty cool, actually. Right. This needs to be done, but first I need to make sure we're getting a bit more algae. Why are people not doing what I want them to do? Let's have a look if our last dupe is here. Farming, can't dig. Nope. All garbage. Garbage. By building a battery bank in the game, I didn't realise my own vaping battery's empty. That's the worst, that when you token on it, like, furiously. It's been long since dead. We explored all the way to the west and east, and a good portion of the north, and nothing yet. I prefer jungle biomes. Always build insulated walls on the edge of the base, gives you more time with the heat transfer. I mean, that's basically what we did as well. We insulated the walls of the base as quick as we could so that we didn't get too much heat coming into the base. I've not checked the base in a while. We're pretty toasty up here. But we have got a couple of Weezeworts scattered around that's sort of giving us a bit of cooling. Most of the machinery is outside the base. We do need another deoxidizer, really, because we're technically not producing enough oxygen. But very soon we're going to have no algae anyway, so it's somewhat academic. I'll tell you what we could do, actually. Let me think. How much slime are we sitting on? 43 tons. Refinement. I never use algae distillers. Like, I never bother with them. Might do a little algae distiller build. How much refined gold have we got now? 3 tons. That'll be fine. Is there a hard limit on number of biomes to spawn? I honestly don't know, Tony. I bet there's something in the files that will tell you, but I honestly couldn't tell you. Right, let's get you done. Let's get you done. Let's cancel you. In fact... Shit. Oh, sorry, let me close that tab. That was GG.